Welcome back, everyone. This is Tarot and Truth Live, evening edition. Thank you for joining me at this weird hour, testing out just a live time, um, just to see if there's any difference in how many people are able to pop on. Um, we are going to do a little bit of an Eclipse edition today. So I already have the cards pulled out for the Moonology deck. This one is by Yasmin Boland. You can find them on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. Um, and then we will pull our Soul Truth cards like we normally do in our daily live stream. And I am going to do a pick a pile, but I haven't decided which cards I'm going to use for that yet. It'll come to me. All right. So it is a full moon eclipse in Taurus. I believe it's just a partial lunar eclipse. For those of you who were able to see it, I think it was between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. Central Time. Hello, Dorotha. But I guess it was pretty cool. I saw a few pictures, but I was definitely not getting my Heine out of bed at that early of an hour to take a peek at the moon, as much as I love her. So I pulled out the full moon in Taurus card and also the full moon eclipse card. So we'll go ahead and read about the full moon in Taurus first. And then we will get into what the eclipse energy is bringing into this as well. Okay, so here is the full moon in Taurus card. Okay. And it's reminding us that our dreams need a practical plan. Okay, so we're really being asked to take action on whatever it is that we've been working on. Okay, this could be a lot of different things depending on what your current goals are. Right? It says sometimes you need to weave a bit of magic, and sometimes you need to be practical. And sometimes you need to find a combination of the two. This card suggests that this is where we are now. We need to use the laws of attraction to draw in what we want by imagining it, expecting it, and welcoming it. But we also need to balance that with taking down to earth steps towards our goals, right? Good morning, I should say good evening, Tabitha. Now, right now, this isn't about wishing on the moon and hoping for the best. It's about making something like a list of bullet points about how to achieve your dreams. And if you're asking about money, this card heralds a change of financial fortunes depending on both your past actions and what you're expecting and therefore attracting as well. To attune to this moon, write down 10 things that you know are wonderful about you. Additional meanings for this card could say that laziness could explain your current situation. If so, change that and own it. It could also mean that chasing money doesn't work and you need to chase a dream instead. It could be also telling you that jealousy or envy create negative energy and attract negativity as well, and that maybe a little bit more exercise is called for. The teaching of the full moon in Taurus is that it's a time to get back to earth, to get grounded, to work through any negative feelings you've been dealing with, and to find a balance between being passionate and being overly intense. Money issues may come to a head at the time of the full moon in Taurus, but you can take this card as a sign to pay more attention to your cash flow, no matter when this card comes up. Okay. So, we were kind of talking about this a little bit yesterday about how this is really going to be focusing on our surroundings and how we're treating ourselves too as well. Are you being that sacred vessel that houses your awesomely amazing soul, or, are you just thinking, The eclipse energy on top of this is, oh, you are? Yeah, it's going to be pretty big. And this could also have a lot of um, movements for those of you in Scorpio too, because, Taurus is our opposite. Okay, the full moon eclipse energy brings in the fact that conclusions are within reach. So our dreams need a practical plan, and then that brings our conclusions in reach of completion, right? So, full moon eclipse. And just like that, a door slams shut. If you've pulled this card, it suggests that the situation you're asking about is about to reach a peak or has just done so, and things are now out of your hands. What you're experiencing now is what your soul signed up for, a way for you to learn and for your soul to evolve. So allow events to unfold and be easy on yourself. If you're letting go of someone or something, know that it's the right time, as hard as it might be. Forgiving someone for what they did could be key to resolving this situation in a positive way. It doesn't make right what they did, but it does release you so you can move on. To attune to this moon, remind yourself that that which is meant for you will not pass you by. Additional meanings for this card say, doors which slam shut now will not reopen. It's time for you to get back on track. Forgiveness will set you free of karma. Also, meditation is highly recommended right now. And also, we need to kind of release control and let events unfold. Okay. So it is really kind of out of our hands right now. The teaching of this full moon eclipse is that full moons are nearly always about climaxes and very often about conclusions. Full moon eclipses are the same, but on steroids. A full moon eclipse can be hard to handle because it portends change, something many of us are uncomfortable with. But change is a part of life, and this card, no matter when you pull it, reminds you of that fact. Pardon me. It's really bringing that whole change isn't something that we can escape. Really bringing that home right now. I feel like that's kind of why I had to just pause for a second. But it really is reminding us that change is a part of life. And if you want to become better, you have to let go of some things to make room for better. And that's really being kind of nailed home at this particular moment in time during this full moon eclipse. So it also says that full moon eclipses can also give us a glimpse of what Carl Jung called the shadow self. So work with your darkness, right? And that's kind of where the whole scorpionic tendencies come in all of this, being the opposite of Taurus. Okay, Taurus is about bringing everything out in the open and nothing really being hidden, whereas Scorpio is about everything being hidden and kind of playing that guessing game. And it's really kind of bonking heads a little bit, but it is getting shit done because, well, Scorpio and Taurus, we just get shit done. Everybody always wants to know how we did it, but it's about putting on your big girl pants and just suffering through it and getting it over with and then having the reward at the end, All right, so let's pull out our Soul Truth cards too. Also, I have a couple announcements before we kind of shift gears. I did get the website is sort of up. It's very, very new. There's only like one blog post up on it, but the link is in the description box. I also got the Facebook page back up to as well today. So I sent out a bunch of notifications for it. So kind of watch for that. Or you can just go to facebook.com/the magic life. I think is it the magic mom? Crap, I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but if you're already friends with me on Facebook, you should be able to find it pretty fast. The name of the page is Living a Magic Life. So that should pop right up when it comes, or when you type it in, if you want to just search it out. Also, I'm offering a couple of specials right now on there. If you have already purchased readings from me in the past or soul sessions, I'm giving a discount right now until I think the middle of December for 33% off a full session, which is an hour, or you can get a little mini reading for a donation of $5.55. So that's $5.55. Hello, Alexander. All right, so let's get our soul truth cards for today. And then we will do pick a oh. And 3 just fell out, face up. All right. So, right now, our first soul question is, what am I most afraid of losing? Right? This is a really good question right now when we're asked or being asked to kind of give something up that's no longer serving us. And the card says, as we grow, change, and transform our lives, it requires us to let go of something that was, to make room for what will be. If you were to take the big leap today, would you feel scared of losing love, safety, or belonging? Well, what if it was a big fat lie? What if it was impossible to lose any of those things because you have the power to give everything you need to yourself? So, our first soul action for today says to name that fear and look at the worst case scenario. Find a solution. Take your power back by being certain of who you are and where you are going. The mantra is, I move forward knowing I am powerful beyond measure. I am loved. I am safe. And I belong. Right? No truer statement than that. So we are also being asked, what are we looking for outside of ourselves that is already within us, right? It says, are you looking for more guidance, confidence, peace, wisdom, love, or something else? When we search outside ourselves, we can become overwhelmed, frustrated, and never feel quite good enough. Well, it's time to go inward to find everything you seek, because all the answers you need lie within you. Our second soul action says to breathe in your favorite essential oil. Inhale deeply into your belly, drop your shoulders, and spend some time hanging out with your soul today. Ask for what you need and be ready for the answers, right? And another way of looking at the whole, what am I most afraid of losing, is sometimes we're afraid of losing the baggage, because then we know we have to live with the giant gaping hole of where it was if we let it go, right? And sometimes it just gets easier to carry it rather than to deal with the emptiness. But sometimes sitting with emptiness frees up space for some of the most wonderful experiences of our entire life. I know. I have done it, been there. I'm still doing it. We probably always will be. But, think of what awesome things we can put in the place of those things that we're being willing to kind of stop carrying around anymore. Right? And then ask yourself, well, what else could this mean? Because there is always multiple ways to look at every situation, and our first reaction is usually rooted in our fears and limiting beliefs. So look at a situation today by stepping outside of the trigger and ask, what else could this mean? Our last soul action for today says, is there something your soul is calling you to learn in this moment? Or is there a pattern that is ready to be broken? Walk in the other person's shoes and see it from their perspective. And if it doesn't involve someone else, ask yourself, how is life happening for me right now? What am I looking for outside of myself that is already within me? And what am I most afraid of losing? All good, valid questions for this full moon in Taurus eclipse. This was also like one of the longer eclipses over the last, I don't know, couple hundred years or whatever time period. I'm not super up to speed with all of that, but I do catch random snippets every now and then. All right. So I think we're going to pull out the Affirmators deck, probably just the general one. And then, so Affirmators general will be pile number 1. We're going to do 3 piles. So pick 1 through 3, or you can pick by the deck. This is the Affirmators black deck. Okay. That is going to be for pile number 1. We're going to go finances this time for pile number 2 with Esther and Jerry Hicks Money and Law of Attraction deck, which is not that one. Hang on, I gotta grab it. The Steampunk Tarot deck or card keeps coming out, and it's the 6 of Cups. So watch out for ways to give right now. I'm sensing a little bit of philanthropy. All right. Where did you go? There you are. Okay, so here's the Money and Law of Attraction deck. And then our third deck is going to be... We did the Sacred Traveler deck last time, so let's do the Soul Coaching deck this time for pile number 3. Okay? So 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to pick hopefully 2 cards for each one. There's 1. That one. All right. So if you chose pile number 1, your cards are a bonus and get centered. So perseverance and get centered. Get centered is our favorite little ad lib in here. Okay. So when it gets to be too much, whatever it is, we're going to close our eyes and get back to our center. Because in our center is where we find our peace and our willingness to persevere, right? Because, well, it seems you're on a massive journey right now, number ones, and this is the card that has reminded or has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side. The mountain you're climbing is huge and formidable, but so is your ability to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it. You just need to tackle it. So complain if it makes the job easier, blow off steam. You think mountain climbers get to the top of Mount Everest on inspirational quotes alone? No way. They're grunting and crying and cursing like freaking pirates. That just doesn't sell a lot of posters, right? So while we do dearly love being in the light, there is also a certain beauty in going through the darkness, right? Because it does help us to appreciate that light all the more. So what kind of darkness can you ditch right now to free up some space for some more light? Number ones? All right. Let's switch tacks, and we're going to go for a little bit of financial I don't want to say advice, but I mean, I guess that's the best way we can look at it. From Esther and Jerry Hicks from Abraham. And again, this is the Money and Law of Attraction deck. And we had 2 flip over upside down, just like for the Soul Truth deck. Hello, Kirsten. It's good to see you. All right, so pile number 2s. You get my what is need not influence my what is becoming, right? And it is the 42. So there again is the number 6. It says what is has no bearing on what is coming unless you are continually regurgitating the story of what is. By thinking and speaking more of how you really want your life to be, you allow yourself, or you allow what you're currently living to be the jumping off place for so much more. But if you speak predominantly of what is, then you'll still jump off, but you jump off into more of the same, right? And we don't want to jump off into more of the same. We are ready for so much more, right? Number 2s. And then we have another 6 with the 60 card. The story I tell is the basis of my life, right? Boy, these cards go together well. So remember, there is no right or wrong way to tell your improved story. It can be about your past, present, or future experiences. The only criterion is that it's important, or the only criterion that is important is that you be conscious of your intent to tell a better feeling, improved version of your story. Telling many good feeling short stories throughout your day will change your point of attraction. Just remember that the story you tell is the basis of your life. So tell it the way you want it to be. Sometimes we have to focus on that instead of talking about how broke we are and how we can't do all the things we want to do. When you probably have exactly enough money to do exactly what you need to do. And, it's more than some people have. So focus on the attitude of gratitude, and then you get more things to be grateful for, right? All right. Those of you who chose pile number 3. The Soul Coaching deck by Denise Lynn. Sorry about my camera. It keeps going in and out because it's dark. It's dark behind me. Okay, so we had 1 flipper and that one right here. Okay, so You get the passion card number 3. I passionately accept and love myself, right? This is definitely where we want to be focusing. But then it comes out with the miracles card. My life is a miracle, right? I passionately accept and love myself because my life is a miracle. And I'm sure every single one of us can say that in some way or other, right? I know for me personally, I was born at 28 weeks and it was only a little over 2 pounds when I was born. And they literally looked at my mom and told her to plan my funeral. Mind you, my mom was 16 years old and was already highly traumatized by this entire experience. And to be told that she was going to have to plan the funeral of her firstborn child was even more traumatizing. So, but here I am, 3 kids of my own, and 2 grandbabies. Well, 1 grandbaby, 1 on the way. And I wasn't supposed to be able to do any of that. They told my mom I was going to be a vegetable and have no quality of life, and told her that she should just take me off life support. I'm glad she didn't listen, because now I'm here telling all of you guys about the miracles that your life are. I'm sure each and every one of you have some sort of a story where you were either brought back from a horrible situation or shouldn't have made it through birth alone. And yet, here we are, being the love that we are and sharing that with each other, right? So miracles and passion, number 3s. But remember to ask yourself, what else could this mean too? Always ask yourself, what else could this mean? And every time you make a wish, make sure you add in or better, because sometimes we can't imagine the things that the universe wants to gift us. And they may be way better than you ever thought they were. I know I remember asking for a lot of things, and I am extremely grateful now that I didn't get those things because it left room for or better. All right. Don't forget to go check out the new website and to like the new Facebook page. I will fix the Facebook link on the channel banner, but and in the description box too. I think I have to change both of those. And then you will actually get the Living Magic Life Facebook page. Thank you for those of you who have already gone over there and liked it. Don't forget to check out the offers that I'm running until mid-December, although I may extend those out until after the first of the year. And I'm excited for some really big things to start rolling out. I'm also going to be launching menu plans and recipes and a little bit of esoteric and occult happenings for those of you who are practicing kitchen witches, like I am. So there's going to be some fun stuff on the blog. I am just getting started though, so bear with me on the process while I get all of these things figured out. It's a little bit more complicated than I thought it was going to be. Let's see what else. I think that's it. So I'll see all of you again tomorrow morning, and we will get together at our normal time. Thank you for joining me for this evening edition of Tarot and Truth. And thank you as well for sharing the page and helping to grow the tribe. We have had a couple new subscribers, so welcome to those of you who are new. And for the rest of you, may favor follow you wherever you go, as does my love. Be good to yourselves, and keep being good to each other. And I'll see you all tomorrow morning.